Well, welcome everyone to today's episode of Did She Really Say That? On this podcast, we're literally just disrupting the entire world of women in business, the education, the breakdowns, the barriers that a lot of us as female entrepreneurs are experiencing. And during this podcast, you're probably going to say to yourself, did she really say that? And that's because we're truly challenging those traditional methods that are keeping so many women in business stuck, because we want to see more women having more fun, play, and ease as they're learning to unlock their millions. So in case we haven't met, my name is Kieran. I am one of the co-founders here inside of Truth Bomb Marketing, and I'm just all about figuring out how to have more fun in my business. And I want to help other people figure that out as well, because I know that along my journey, I have definitely done a lot of, let's just say, fuck ups along the way, and I've made it harder for myself. And so for me, I want to share some of the things that have really made the difference in making this more fun of a journey for myself. So that's me.
Woohoo. My name's Heidi, and my idea of having fun is actually profiting in your business, having a successful, profitable business. I've heard too many stories of businesses, no matter what size, whether they're bringing home $2,000 a month or they're six-figure companies or beyond, that aren't actually profitable. They collapse because their finances are not being managed properly. And so I love teaching women and showing women how to create profit, whether you are bringing home $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You need to be bringing in home profit, not keep continuing to feed your business, because your business becomes really fun when it's feeding you.
True story. And my fun is actually systems and operations. It sounds crazy, but I like simple solutions to business building. And I think a lot of the time we get really overwhelmed, and this applies to like marketing and operation systems, because marketing is really less complicated than everybody makes it out to be. As Karen and I, and you all know, having spent tens of thousands of dollars on our marketing education and learning how to build out funnels and emails. And there is a method around that I think we miss because we get so caught up in the technology that we actually miss the simplicity of what we're doing, so that we can step back as women in business and be like, okay, this is automated, this is taking care of itself, and really giving that fun and play back into our business, knowing where it's going. So I really, really enjoy that part of building out the Truth Bomb Academy and everything else.
It's a lot more fun when you enjoy it rather than throwing your computer out the window, because then you're so overwhelmed.
I've been there. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that overwhelm so we're not throwing our computers out the window.
Well, we wear so many hats as women in a business, right? Because a lot of us were told to be a solo entrepreneur. Like, how many of us have been told to be solo entrepreneurs? Like, you guys can do it yourself. Like, that's like a hat of pride, right? So I've got the solo entrepreneur. On that, I've got my expertise in what I want to be doing in my business. But on top of that, I'm also taking care of the finances. So there's another hat. Then I got my marketing I got to worry about, which I don't know anything about because it's not my specialty. So that's the other hat. And then we keep putting on all these hats, plus trying to juggle all these other plates for like taking care of our clients and everything else. So it can feel like it's like super drowning at times, because when you're trying to be everything for everybody, where do you find time for yourself? Especially as we're entering in the new year. Like, today's New Year's Day.
Ooh, Happy New Year.
Yay!
We had to start off with that.
That's okay. We're doing it now.
Yeah, it's officially 2024. It's the first day of the new year.
It is.
Like, can you feel that energy?
Oh, I love the begin. I love new beginnings. I love
Me too.
And it's like
fun.
one of the, I know, they are fun. It's like, and when people are talking about their New Year's resolutions and all this stuff, and it's like, and one of the things that I have really appreciated this year, because I love new beginnings, and I always things start off when I plan it and I'm like super excited about it. And then we started doing that weekly. And that weekly accountability inside of Truth Bomb has been a game changer. And I was like, because every week it's like, oh, I have a new beginning. This is like, and I'm planning it out like a new beginning.
I never really looked at it like that. But
like, true though.
I mean, it's literally, it's like, because we talk about, it's like how our week went. It's like, how do we feel about how our week went? And it's like, okay, that's in the past. Now we're looking forward and we're doing this week. And how do we feel about this week? And that thing alone, just talking about that, has been a game changer in how I've approached each week. And it's been fast. I love it this year. I loved this year. And it was just like, this year was such a year of growth. And it's like, I feel like 2024 I'm super excited, super excited.
And I'm not going to lie, I keep seeing eights everywhere. Eights are everywhere, guys. Like
Yeah.
it's literally like inundating my entire world. I was doing something on a calculator the other day and it came out to 888. And I was like, holy crap. And anybody that doesn't know what eight is, so the year 2024 in numerology is an 8 year, and 8 is all about abundance. 8 is all about infinity, unlimited potential. You put an 8 on its side and you have an infinity sign.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's like so much possibility in what is coming in 2024. Like, I don't know if you felt it at the end of 2023. I definitely did. Just noticing, let's just say that I just noticed that there was a lot of turmoil and people moving through that turmoil, if that makes sense. And in order to get to a year like 2024, you have to move through that. You have to notice it, experience it, let it go, and move on.
Yeah.
And
What
just
happened 4 days ago? Okay, that makes more sense for me. I had a moment, I'm just not gonna lie. I was like, turmoil, like, are us kind of a thing. So, but those are those moments where you also get to choose how do you want to react from this.
absolutely.
Right. And it's like, what is the turmoil that you're in? And then where are you going to change that frequency, change that thought process and make better, like do what you know to do, or do those, or think those actions. And, it was so crazy because the moment I let myself dwell in a little bit of the angst. I was like, I went for a walk, by the way. So that was my angst. And then I came back and I was like, all right, I gotta get on, I gotta do this, this, and this. And it's like the moment I made those decisions, like everything shifted, right? It was like a clearing for a whole new world of abundance that just opened up. So it was really interesting when you talk about like, what are your New Year's resolutions? What are we doing into the new year for 2024? What I love is that we've already planned this.
Yep.
Right? Like we took an exclusive group of women, female business owners, through a process over a course of 6 workshops. Sorry, I'm counting too many.
Yeah.
6 workshops.
What
right?
are we talking about?
6 workshops over the course of 2 weeks, and literally every single one of us now has like the intention, the creation, and knowing what we're walking into for 2024. So I was like, that works, right? Like that, I am totally down with it. The fact that we've got that in play, because then I'm not worried about it. I'm not stressed about, last minute vision board planning this way. Like I already feel like I'm stepping into the new year in a much better, smoother process. It doesn't feel jagged walking in. It just feels like I'm wading into this year and ready to swim, ready to have some fun.
And for me, it's just the process of going through life. Like I've started to just notice things more and just go, okay, well, that happened. That's a part of my experience. So how come that's a part of my experience?
Yeah,
right.
Instead of getting stuck on the situation, I've had so many conversations recently with people about this exact topic too. And it's like, okay, yeah, like what if you just sat back and noticed, how did your 2023 go? And then what's your feeling intention? Stop doing your goal intention. I'm sorry, but that keeps people stuck.
Listen
Stop
to that.
it.
You hear that?
Stop it.
Goal intention. Stop
What
it.
do you want to feel like in 2024? And I ask myself this every single morning. What are the thoughts that I want to think? And what are the thoughts that I don't want to think today? And one of the best things I've started to do for myself is, this is literally changing my life. It's wild what this one question has started to do for me, is I've started asking myself, does a peaceful person feel the way that I'm thinking and feeling right now? Does a peaceful person do this? And that right there will literally stop me in my tracks. It will, if I'm stuck in a cycle where I'm thinking a certain thing that I know is not serving me, I'll ask myself that question. And I'm like, ooh, no, that's not what a peaceful person does. And because I practice how a peaceful person is feeling and thinking, I'm able to then create something different in my life from, instead of staying in that cycle of that negative downward spiral, I can now go, well, wait a minute. I've already been practicing what a peaceful person feels like. So I'm going to go there instead. And just simply asking myself that question. And then, like I said, asking that question, but I've also been practicing, what does that feel like? The feeling is so important. It's incredibly important. At the end of the day, it really, truly is what creates the manifestation. How do you feel? What's going on inside?
Yeah. It's the vibration and how the emotional, because is the big piece, right? And we talk about this so much. It's like the journey of entrepreneurship, especially for women, it can feel like an emotional roller coaster. You know, like I think, you know, women, we kind of got a double whammy, like, because we're emotional creatures already. And then we add the world of building a business, which really does tap into your emotions at another level, because entrepreneurship isn't easy. It is probably the one like self-building aspect of your life that will really challenge everything you know about yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't run from yourself as an entrepreneur.
No.
You are going to confront every perfection, imperfection, roadblock, emotional moments. Like you'll find yourself on these up and down waves of business building, and you're going to try to figure out. And I think that's what happened for me. I think maybe even for both of you, I'm not sure, but it was this roller coaster of like, why am I having success, down to like, what was that? And how can I not necessarily lose the dips, but not have them be so deep in the process? Like, how can I have those dips but come out of them faster,
like rolling hills instead of cliff dives?
Yeah, I don't need a cliff dive my whole entrepreneur journey, which I feel like sometimes that's really what we experience, is the cliff diving of the entrepreneur journey, right? It's like we go and then it's like, oh, I gotta climb back up again.
I love adventures, but those adventures are kind of a little bit more turmoil than adventurous.
So one thing that somebody said to me, this was years ago when I first started in entrepreneurship. One thing that somebody said to me was, look at your business like a roller coaster. And then asking the question, are you enjoying the dips of the roller coaster? Are you putting your hands up in the air and screaming and going, oh my God, this is so fun? Or are you holding on for dear life and going, oh fuck, what's going to happen next? And what ends up happening,
everybody needs that visual. So like, if you're watching this video, watch this, or if you listen to a podcast, check out the video.
Like, didn't she really said that?
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. Are you gripping on tight, or are you putting your hands up in the air and screaming and going, I'm having a good time regardless? And for me, that has been the most eye-opening journey that I've been on in my entrepreneurial journey. And honestly, I truly feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to friggin' have fun. Like I could sit here and get so stuck in all the things that could keep me stuck. Or I could just go, wait a minute, this can be fun. I can enjoy this. I can go, well, what is there that I need to see? And that's what I ask all the time. If something doesn't go my way, what is there for me to see? That's always a question I'm asking myself. And I'm literally paying attention to what are the words that I'm saying. I actually texted a friend this morning because I had said something to her. And after I said it, I was like, that didn't feel right. And I had to sit with it. And it had to do with my mother-in-law. Okay. So like, I literally am like, I said something about my mother-in-law and I was like, that didn't feel right. I don't think that was right. And what's so funny is I had a conversation with someone else that wasn't even about mother-in-laws. It wasn't about anything, but it was just talking about how people reflect. What is that person reflecting back to you?
Yeah.
What is it that you need to see? And so just noticing that and going, that's interesting. And so what's fun is that this morning during my meditation, I had like this deep experience with oneness that made me realize, wait, they're all me. My mother-in-law's me, my brother's me, my whoever is me. They're just reflecting back to me. what I may or may not need to continue to grow with, work on, accept about myself.
Yep.
And the more that I do that, the more I fall in love with me and everyone else around me, because I'm like, hey, they're just on their journey too.
Yep.
They're just doing their thing too. They're trying to figure this thing out also. And all I can do is sit back and just kind of laugh and enjoy the ride at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's just for me, it's really fun to look at as we're entering the new year, as we're on New Year's Day right now. Like, instead of having that resolution of, I'm going to change me, what if you had the resolution of, I'm going to love me just a little bit more than I did?
Talking about that yesterday with the self-love.
Yeah. We were, and I was like, I was like, when you were talking about this, all I can think about, and I think like, I'm going to plug like the Nike movie. There's a movie on Netflix about the Nike Corporation, Air Jordan. And one of my favorite lines is like, well, because they were coming up with the new brand, they were redoing, they were like this whole new marketing thing, and they're like, well, this could destroy the company. And I was like, well, if we destroy the company, at least we'll have fun doing it.
We had fun doing it. Yeah.
And so we put that quote on our wall, and I was just like, and the thing is, it's like, it's all about, it's like, if you're enjoying the company, and obviously it's like, you think of Air Jordan, they had huge success with it. And I think, the majority of the success is that team came together, they had fun, they enjoyed the process, they enjoyed what they were doing. It was like, yes, they wanted a successful outcome, but they were having fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, and when you're having fun and you're really enjoying what you're doing, that comes across in your marketing. That comes across in how you're presenting and representing your company. And it's like, if you're miserable and you're overwhelmed and you're stressed out.
It shows up in video. It does.
It really does. We asked her video. Like, we took it, like she did a video and we just threw it out.
Like, that
nope.
sucked. Everybody said, I was like, you're probably right. Like, I couldn't figure out what to say, and it came across that way. Like, it does come across. Like, if you're not enjoying the process, you're not going to enjoy it.
It always comes across in what you're doing.
It does.
And so I think if you're having fun, I don't think you may destroy the company. I mean, to be frankly, having too much fun, you may destroy the company. But more likely, you're going to grow.
You're going to attract
You're
people
growing
to you.
as a person. You're going to attract those people who are seeing the joy on your face, seeing the joy in your company. That's attractive.
Yeah.
A miserable, stressed out, overwhelmed person is not attractive.
Why would you want to do business with them?
I was just like, I don't want to be like that. I mean, I talk about this even in the money mindset. I think so many times in my life, I've actually pushed money away because of the people that in my life who were wealthy, and I didn't want to be like that. And I associated the money with how they were. Now it's like, I've learned how to separate that. I was like, money doesn't do that to you. That's who you are. And it was just like, money is just a tool. It's inanimate. It is not good or bad. If it makes you a bitch, you were a bitch to begin with.
True.
Yes, she did. She said that. You're welcome.
So, I mean, it's all connected. It's like, what is your attitude? How much, if you're enjoying your business, it's going to come across. And I love that.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's funny too, because as female entrepreneurs, there is that sometimes they're called like the rich bitch. Like we've named ourselves like we've really, we use a lot of, we're like almost self-deprecating in our own language as women to each other, right?
I don't think that that's fun to say. Like,
no.
I'm a fucking rich bitch. Hell yeah. Like, for me, I think that's fun to say. Like,
yeah, I could wear that mantra.
But I think it's sometimes like you can wear it too, but I think hearing other women say that, not understanding that mindset piece really has women question, like, what's a bitch look like?
I can call myself that. I don't think I want other people calling me that.
It's also the frequency and how you say it too. It's never what you say. It's always how you're saying it.
Yeah. That is so true.
Yeah. So you can be like, oh my God, I'm a rich bitch. They're a rich bitch. And it's funny.
Yeah.
But when you step into, they're just a fucking rich bitch. This is a different way to say that.
Yeah.
And a
Different
lot
thing.
of that's your own limiting beliefs around what you're dealing with, and when you're projecting onto somebody,
Mhm.
that's not their reality.
Right.
Right. And so it is all perception. Like I always say, we live in a world that's 9/10 of somebody else's perception.
Mhm.
Right. You really are in an unrealistic world most of your life, because your perception defines your reality. Your thinking defines your reality. Your feelings define your reality. All of that plays into this. And it's 2024. Like this definitely feels like a completely new year in a lot of ways. But what I love about this process, and I know that we talk about, is like we've been on the journey for the last year. So I feel like we're just like a year ahead of every other female that we're going to be working with inside of Unlocking My Millions, because it really is a different place we've been. Like we've really challenged, even for ourselves, the world of business planning, the world of how a business looks for a female.
Yeah.
How do we make it easier for women to have a business without the guilt, the shame, the blame, the overwhelm, the frustration, the burnout? Like, how do we address that? And the only thing that we came up with, and we had to test it for us, like we went through all of this. We went through a lot this year
We did.
or last year for 2023, and it had to go that way, right? Or it didn't have to go that way, but it went the way it did because that's the way it went, right? But the growth between the three of us, the mindset shifts, the accountability to each other, the accountability to all these other women, is that we know that there is a better way to build a business. We've actually discovered it. Like it's not
We've
something
experienced it.
We've experienced it. And I've said that all the time, like to go through Unlocking My Millions. Well, we teach the fundamentals of like growing and scaling your business. The experience of it is unlike anything out there, because we're not just singling in on one piece of the puzzle. Like we're not just saying, okay, here's your marketing, here's how you brand, here's how you build an audience. We're not just teaching the pieces of it. We're actually looking at it, for me, very holistically. And we're talking about what it really means to be a female in business.
Yep.
Right. Which for me has been like the missing piece, because when I talk to all my incredible mentors over the year, they've all been guys, they've all been contributions to me have been amazing, right? I've gotten something from every single one of them, but I never felt like they understood what it was to be a woman in business. They could think they knew, they could have a rationing with you. They could walk you through some of the things that they've dealt with. And while they're similar, they're not the experience of being in a female mindset, what we're going through in a lot of ways, through emotions, life cycles, pregnancies, childbirth, like it's just a different place for us. And I think the beauty of it is that you really have to experience Unlocking My Millions. I try to put into words, and I think I've gotten better, but it's really taken a year of like playing with a lot of different phrases and languages and everything else, because it hasn't been easy to describe what we've been doing, because and that was the thing I knew we were going to have a difficulty with. How do you take the intangible and make it tangible in the world of female entrepreneurship? Because that's where the most people freak out. It's like, it's the intangible. It's how do you feel, right? How do you take the feeling and make it tangible in the world of business that produces a result that changes your day-to-day life, right? And we discussed that a lot, because that was like, and I remember having this conversation with my dad. He's like, how do you take that intangible, that feeling, that experience, that bring it into a business conversation and have it transform these women's lives?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's about living it myself, because I show the tangible, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You
literally go, oh my God, how did I manifest that? And you share that with other people, and they go, and you did what now? And so you explain your process, and not to say that anybody has to do exactly what I did, but I'll share my process with you, because at the end of the day, the process truly was just raising my vibration to a point where I was just like, I fucking love my life. My husband and I, we went to Disney last night, and we were just literally, both of us grins like 5-year-olds on our faces. And we don't normally do that. Like sometimes we would go to Disney and would just be like, okay, we're here. But we were there and we were both like, we fucking love our life. This is cool. We live right next to Disney. This is fun. Like there's something about it too. And you're literally walking around Disney with the stupid grin on your face. And you're like, wow, people are smiling at me. So many people are smiling at me. And you're like, oh, because I'm smiling at them.
Yeah.
Literally the sequence of events that happened for me yesterday, because it was like, I'm just so happy. I wish everybody could feel like this. And for me, that's my mission. It's not even a dream. It's a mission to show the possibility of where you can be in your life. Like where I was 5 years ago was not this person.
Oh God, not even
I was not this person at all. I was clinging for dear life onto that roller coaster ride, hoping that it would stop at some point. Now I'm just like, I'm having fun. I'm laughing. There's so much possibility. I don't know what's going to happen next, and I don't fucking care. Like, it is just fun to play with possibility. The possibility and being open to the possibility is what manifests and brings that stuff to you. And you're like, I don't even know how that happened, but I'm going to keep doing this because this works.
It's fun to experience this, right? Like I will say all the training, I don't know about you, like I've been through quite a few workshops. I've been through different like business mentorship programs, seminars, like I've been through a lot of them. And it feels like sometimes it's very, I've always had the experience of being very analytical, right? Like it's a process of things to do. It's like a checklist of things. And I mean, I've created them, I've run them myself, kind of a thing. What I really find fascinating about what we've had to go through this year and our experiences of it, because it really has been, even for me, an experience of how does this business come together? How does it feel? How does it connect, right? And what is it that the bigger outcome? And I'm all about collaboration and community. Like I know at the end of the day, that for me is really what I want the Truth Bomb Academy to be. It is the place where female entrepreneurship is birthed. Like if you really want to know how to be a female entrepreneur in this world of business with all the technology, all the systems that are in place, Truth Bomb Academy is it. Right? Like you will come here and you will experience business in a way you've never experienced it before. You will connect with women that now get how to build a business. And these are going to be the women you're going to want to collaborate and work with that are going to really change and move the world of business as we know it. I mean, if we are such a powerful influencer, and I really feel like sometimes women, we forget this. And I'm talking to myself too. I forget how powerful that I am, how much control I have around the finances, the impact, the say. Like we drive a lot of the economy, and yet we are afraid to ask for what we're worth, and we're afraid to tell ourselves we're worth it. Right. I think that's, I mean, a lot of it's our own limiting beliefs that are, and we've said this on a previous podcast.
Yeah.
The biggest gap between finances between men and women is women. We've done it to ourselves. It's not the guys that don't want us to make the money. It's the women, and it's been us and a lot of our limiting beliefs that we've been handed down and we've generationally been gifted.
Yeah.
That we've got to break those chains and really unlock that unlock that millionaire mindset that all of us carry. But have been unaware of it. Like, how do you tap into it? And I think that's the beautiful thing with what Karen does with us is then like every moment that we take that 5 minutes to breathe, every moment that she brings in that, the meditation prayer or the meditation piece into this, those are the moments we start to unlock the inner belief system and let go of the things that have been limiting us in what we're doing so that we can all move through this. And like, we've done a lot of different things. So what I really love about what we've done inside of Unlock My Millions is I love that we've added in music, like brainwave music, things that really like get your body and the stabilization, like the energy of your body stable. I love what Karen brings in for like the mindfulness, the meditation, the different things that we've done. I love that we're bringing in the energy of money and how that money moves through your life. As in not something to hold on to, but something that really just flows through. Like, how do you control and tell your money where to go? Right. Instead of letting your money tell you where it's got to go. Yeah. Right. Like you give up a lot of that sense. And so there's the energy around money for the first time, that having that experience of setting it up and letting it grow, letting it flourish, letting it bloom inside of whatever limiting beliefs you have and start letting those go is how much more you bring into your life. And then because you start understanding how money works, the idea behind marketing becomes a lot easier too. It becomes fluid because you're not tied up with, I've got to do this in my marketing to make this money, because now you understand I've mentally prepared myself for this. I've gone through the mindset journey. I'm still going to go through this. But as I bring in new clients, customers, sell products and services, I have the experience that what I'm doing is actually an energy good in the world, right? Like it took having that experience, because it's not your traditional business training. It's not your traditional experience of being a female entrepreneur. It's more about how do you feel through this journey. And I think when women start tapping back into that feeling emotion of their journey, everything starts to unlock for them.
Yeah.
But women have been really closed off. And I've seen it for myself. I can really speak for myself. I saw myself closed off. And the first time I recognized is when someone said the word pussy to me. And I was like, I find that word offensive. And they're like, pussy. And I was like, I can't say that word. And they're like, say pussy. And I'm like, I can't say that word. Right. But recognizing that wasn't one of my
pussy.
But it was like my own female block against myself. Like I would block myself from accepting my own like female energy. And because I've been told I needed to do life in this way so much. And then, I think it's been a series of processes from playing in sports through going through culinary, because those are very much regiment, very organized types of things that you do. And the expression to be yourself, I think, is really one of the things I struggled with, was how to emotionally express myself, which I've gotten better at, and I've gotten like I catch myself sooner.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know I'm going to have moments of just popping. Like it's just like it is there, like pop, okay, and then we're done, moving on. Like it's my own kick in my butt to myself. But they're not as explosive. Because I used to fear my anger, because I used to think that was anger, and it wasn't. It was upset with myself. So I squished everything down because I was afraid of how I would react or how I'd come across. And so learning how to even control that for myself and recognize that I can pop, but I don't have to stay in that pop. Like it could be like 5 minutes, or I could be like, okay, I'm going to go wallow in this for 5 minutes. And I'm like, all right, that was way more longer than I wanted to. But it's like that mindset piece, and then recognizing the impact it has on other people. Right. So that was one of the big things that I had to learn, was just how impactful my own self anger at myself, how that impacted others when it did pop. Because it's my own conversation I'm having with myself that I haven't gotten like settled with.
Yeah.
But it comes across like, and we've talked about this before, and even amongst the three of us, like that is the one thing as a leader I continue to work on, because I know it doesn't serve. And yet it's my release valve, but I got to figure out how to continue to like play with that release valve and not let it build up, but really like let go, be more conversations around it. So like, I love that we're in 2024, and what I've learned around this year is, as a leader within this company, within like our friendship, within what we're building, how to better like manage myself and my energy. And that's just been part of the journey. And a lot of that has been what like Karen has done with us. I promise you, Karen, I never would have done this whole meditation or stuck with this for the whole year if we hadn't done things like Time Magic every single week. If we hadn't gone through the process where every training started with a meditation, which I knew I wanted. I always said that if we're going to do this business, we have to bring in the meditation. We have to get in back present into the moment, because nothing else will make sense to me at that point.
Yeah.
And I said, if we don't blur the lines between being a human being and being in business and start making it more like holistic, what we're building is just going to be the repetitionness of everything else. I said, but it's got to start coming back in with feelings. It's got to start coming back in with sound, with music, with energy, with all the different things that we've been told are taboo, but bring them back in, because they are the core foundation of being a human being.
Absolutely. No, couldn't have said it better myself. How's that? So, I mean, for me,
you, okay, I learned it from watching you. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if you remember that commercial, but that's an old school commercial. I learned it from watching you. Okay. It's a really bad commercial. Do you remember the commercial?
No.
Oh, it was a drug commercial back in the It was a dad doing drugs, and he's like, "What are you doing with this?" And he goes, "I learned it from watching you." Okay, and I was like,
Oh, geez. I feel like that might ring a small bell, actually, but that was a long time ago.
It was a
So,
long time. I have a tendency to remember really odd moments of conversations or one-liners from movies and things. It's just my gift to the world. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
yes, thanks for that. Yes, we appreciate that. So, in case you want to say, did she really say that again? We'd love to hear you come or have you come back and hang out with us next time. But thanks so much for listening to our podcast today. We truly hope that you have a 2024 to remember. This really, honestly, I feel like is just, there's something in the water for me. That's all I have to say. That like literally, I'm just excited to see what I continue to create, because all I can control is me. Like, I'm just curious to see what else I can continue to create by coming at life with I'm just going to enjoy this and see what happens. And I'm getting massive chills if I'm saying this right now. So I'm like, yep, I'm onto something there. Yeah.
We're there. We're flowing. We're flowing.
I love it. I love it. So if you loved us, please leave a 5-star review. Help us get our message out, because we want to help more people actually unlock their millions in their business. And if you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe to us. We would love to connect with you also. So leave us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts were along the way also. So and if you haven't already, grab that female millionaire code. Actually, no, we're going to have you look at truthbombmarketing.com, because we want to invite you to join us inside of Unlocking My Millions, because we really want to show you how you can create a whole new life by unlocking your millions, your million ideas, your million joys, your million possibilities. We are literally here to help you have more fun and play in your business, and do it in a way that actually serves you and your family. So until next time, we'll see you later.